When your desires change, that's not failure, that's growth. Pay attention. Something is shifting inside you. I remember I sat fuming on the bench in the park about a half mile from my home in Maryland. The park was where I went in that season to talk to God. This day, I had a lot to talk about. I worked the last 2.5 years toward a real estate broker's license. In the state of Maryland, you had to pass multiple exams and spend 2 years as a licensed agent before you become your own broker. My business partner and I had aced the exams and diligently spent 2 years sharing our commissions with other brokers as we learned skills and how to navigate the industry. Well, after we had put in our time, we applied for our own broker's license so that we could start our own firm. There was one final piece of paperwork to submit, and it needed to be signed by our current broker. But just a few hours earlier, we had been informed, for whatever reason, that our broker refused to sign off on the paperwork. And it seemed like there was no way around it. A dream that had taken us over 2 years was right within our grasp when the door closed in our face. I was angry with our broker. I was confused why God would let this happen. But more than that, I was unsettled inside. I was surprised at myself at how discouraged and disappointed I was at the setback. A little time on the bench, and I realized that I wasn't at peace about any of it. After allowing me to stew a bit, God brought my attention to my lack of peace. I realized my head was down for so long working on my broker's license that I hadn't really stopped to pay attention to my shifting desires. God had actually just opened the door for me in ministry that I wasn't taking very seriously, even though it aligned with my core desires. I took time on that park bench to reacquaint myself with my deeper desires and realized that my real estate career needed to take a back seat to ministry in that season. I saw that God had actually orchestrated this roadblock to give me a chance to pause and reassess my priorities based on my desires. I resolved that night that I was going to go all in on the ministry door God was opening and allow my other desires to fall in line behind it. The funny thing is that the very next day, our real estate broker changed his mind and signed the paperwork. But the pause had helped me gain some massive clarity on my desire for that season. Now, I know a thing or two about desires changing. I've had a lot of desires over the course of my life. I was going to be a preacher in the Great South Carolina Revival. I was going to host spaghetti dinners for DC's homeless every Friday night. I once decided to grow a sidewalk school Sunday program into an international ministry. I took a retreat once to write a book on politics, intending to form a new political party and take over DC politics. I wanted to sing on Broadway, be a military strategist, get a law degree from an Ivy League school, be a trading master, grow a church to 7 campuses, start a real estate investment trust, be a billionaire philanthropist. Now, some of these desires, they sit quietly in the back of my mind, waiting as I actively watch for signs of God opening doors. Others, I long ago realized were never intended to actually occur. They were guides that I followed to get me into position for something else. And then they left me. Some were just flat out not real desires. It just took me a while to realize that they were someone else's dream. Well, how about you? Have you ever seen your desire shift? Did it scare you? Did you question if letting it go was accepting failure? Well, I understand that. What I want you to see is that desires will sometimes change, and that's okay. A shift in your desires is not failure, it's growth. That's why it's important to frequently check back in with your desires. You don't want to wake up one day and realize you've been chasing something that you no longer even want. Reassess frequently. Hold your plans loosely. You'll find much more fulfillment and joy when you're able to flow with divine guidance through your shifting desires. Well, I hope this episode has been a benefit to you. If so, make sure to like and subscribe so you get more videos just like this one to help you in your success journey. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. You know, great businesses and great leaders are built using effective communication. For more, go to speakingschool.com, grab my Elite Business Success Toolkit for free just for trying out our Speaking School membership. That's speakingschool.com. See you next time.